Hi, welcome to Myers ASMR. It's so good to see you. How are you? Are you relaxed? Shake off that stress and that mess. Hey, think on purpose. Think on purpose. Think on purpose. Well, I thought on purpose and I made these, I don't know what to call them, squash thingies. I found the recipe on emeralds.com and I just kind of modified it to what I felt like doing. They're still hot, but it's basically coated in olive oil and then seasoned and then coated in breadcrumbs and baked. Then I put a little Romano Parmesan cheese on top. They're still hot from the oven. Not bad. It's the Parmesan cheese that makes them good, actually. Otherwise, really not a fan of squash. Goes to the food pantries, he gave me a bunch of squash, like 4 of them, and they were sitting in the fridge for about 2 weeks, and I said, you know what, I have to do something with this. Can't waste them. I sprinkled a little cayenne pepper, so I'm tasting a little heat, and I like that. I have to say again that if it wasn't for this cheese on top, I wouldn't like it. Wouldn't like it. It's probably a very healthy dish. You know, I actually really like butternut squash soup. I probably should have made the recipe exactly the way Emerald said. But it was just too long, too many ingredients. I read through it, I said, okay, I get the gist of it. Now I'm gonna do it my way. I have to say, pretty much all of Emerald's recipes turn out great. Is not sponsoring this video. If he was, you would know, because I would boldly declare it. I'm waiting for days like that. I coated both sides in olive oil. Maybe I should have left it in the oven longer so the breadcrumbs could have gotten crispier. I don't know. Or maybe I was supposed to turn it over so both sides could get crispy. Honestly, I was just trying to make it a very easy, quick dish. I wouldn't make this exact recipe again because you gotta really love the taste of squash. Me, I'd probably hide it under some tomato sauce. But I like my seasonings. I put curry powder. I would say right seasoning is really half of cooking and food prep. Right seasonings, right flavor, you're halfway there. But honestly, to me, without the right seasonings or right flavor, it doesn't matter how well cooked, how well prepared, it's probably not going to taste that great to me, you know. It's actually pretty amazing for me to be sitting here eating a plate of squash. I mean, I don't remember. Actually, I used to make stuffed butternut squash. Now that is really, really good. Especially if you put a little, some rice and maybe some, no, I used to do quinoa, tomato sauce, and some ground meat. Yeah. You know, it's good to get variety in your diet. Olive oil on my fingers. Yeah, the cheese made that great. This is peppermint tea with an old tea bag that I used yesterday of the Tazo Passion Tea. So refreshing. Then I added a couple of small leaves of hibiscus. It's pretty much all I drink is tea. When I'm at work, I have about half a cup of coffee. Well, it's that fun time. The other fun time besides the eating is when I get to focus on getting better and better every day in every way with the help of my people skills book. Yippee. So, one of the roadblocks to communication is avoiding the other's concerns, avoiding the other's concerns. A journalist once commented that the first law of conversation is that if there is any possible way to derail the train of dialogue, someone will do it. The remaining three roadblocks, diverting, logical argument, and reassurance, are notable for getting conversations off the track. Diverting. One of the most frequent ways of switching a conversation from the other person's concerns to your own topic is called diverting. The phrase "speaking of" often signals the beginning of a diversion. Much of what passes for conversation is really little more than a series of diversions. For example, I overheard this interchange between four elderly ladies visiting a friend in a hospital. Patient. This was such a painful operation. I didn't think I would be able to stand it. It was just person A. Speaking of operations, I had my gallbladder out in Memorial Hospital in 1976. What a time I had. Person B. That's the hospital my grandson was taken to when he broke his arm. Dr. Byers said it. Person C. Did you know that Dr. Byers lives on my street? They say he has an alcohol problem. Person D. Well, alcohol is not nearly so bad as drugs. The son of the principal of the high school is really messed up by drugs. He shouldn't deal with other people's kids if he can't manage his own. Whoa, what happened to the patient's concerns? Sometimes people defer to conversation because they lack the awareness and skills to listen effectively. Sometimes they are grabbing the focus of attention for themselves. At other times, people resort to diversion when they are uncomfortable with the emotions stimulated by the conversation. Many people dislike talking about affection, anger, conflict, death, sickness, divorce, and other topics that create tension in them. When these topics are the focus of conversation, they divert the conversation to a topic more comfortable to them. Excuse me. Logical argument. Logic has many important functions. When another person person is under stress, however, or when there is conflict between people, providing logical solutions can be infuriating. Though it may seem that those are the very times we most need logic, it nevertheless has a high risk of alienating the other person. One of the main problems with logic in situations of personal or interpersonal stress is that it keeps others at an emotional distance. Logic focuses on facts and typically avoids feelings. But when another person has a problem or when there's a problem in the relationship, feelings are the main issue. When persons use logic to avoid emotional involvement, they are withdrawing from another at a most inopportune moment. Well, I'm going to leave that for you to think on. You know, I find most so-called friendships, well, you know what? I can't make that broad and sweeping generalization. A lot of times when I overhear snippets of conversation between two people who know each other, let me put it like that, it seems like it's little more than that person using the other one as a dumping ground to listen to their issues and problems, but showing very little interest in their so-called friend. And I think this is why I avoid a lot of interactions and conversations with people, because I know they just want somebody to listen to them talk. They're not really interested in me or what I'm about or getting to know me or what I have to say. They want to talk to something, somebody. And a lot of times when people see a quiet, a sort of shy, introverted person, they think that that's the perfect blank canvas and dumping ground. Like, of course this person will listen to me because they're not talking to anybody. And I'm saying to myself, exactly. I'm not talking to anybody because I don't want to. Oh my gosh, anyways, let me not get started. Remember to think on purpose. Think on purpose. Hey, if you like what I'm doing here, like and subscribe, donate to the cause. Catch me in the next video, and may you find lasting happiness. Bye.